You're standing in front of Luffy. He's screaming your name. His voice is breaking. His hands are reaching for you, but they're shaking. Shaking so badly he can't even hold them steady. There's blood on your back. You can feel it, warm and wrong, spreading faster than you can process. Your legs don't work anymore. You're falling forward, and the only thing that catches you is him, your little brother, the one you spent your whole life protecting. And the worst part, the part that's tearing you apart even now, is that you know what you just did. You stepped in front of him. You took the hit. You made the choice. But it wasn't strategy. It wasn't heroism. It was instinct. You smile at him. You tell him you have no regrets. You tell him thank you for loving you. But you don't tell him the truth. You don't tell him that you spent your entire life trying to answer one question. Did I deserve to be born? And now, as the world goes dark, you still don't know the answer. But you weren't always here. To understand what this cost, we go back to the beginning. Level 1, the name you didn't choose. You are 3 years old when you first hear it. Gold Roger, the Pirate King, the most dangerous man who ever lived. The demon who brought the world to its knees and smiled at his execution. You don't understand what that means yet. You don't understand why the adults whisper when they think you're not listening. Why your mother's name is never spoken. Why the woman who raised you until she couldn't anymore looked at you sometimes like you were a bomb she didn't know how to defuse. You're raised in the mountains of Dawn Island, Dadden's house, a place for kids nobody wanted. And you weren't just unwanted. You were hated. Not by her, not really, but by the world outside. The one that would kill you if it knew who your father was. So you grow up in hiding. You grow up knowing that your very existence is a secret, a shame, a mistake the world would erase if it could. Level 2, the brothers who chose you. You meet Luffy when you're 10. He's small, loud, stupid in the way only little kids can be stupid, fearless and annoying and following you everywhere. You hate him at first. You try to kill him a few times, actually. Not seriously, just enough to make him go away. He doesn't. He keeps coming back, keeps smiling, keeps calling you his brother even though you share no blood. Even though you've told him 100 times to leave you alone. And then Sabo shows up, a runaway noble who's angrier at the world than you are. The three of you become something you've never had before, a crew. You make a pact. You're going to become pirates. You're going to be free. You're going to sail out of this jungle and prove to the world that you matter. For the first time in your life, you feel it, belonging. You don't tell them who your father is, not yet, because you're afraid that if they knew, they'd look at you the way everyone else does, like you're poison, like you're guilt by blood. But then one day, Sabo says it. It doesn't matter who your parents are. It matters who you are, and you almost believe him. Level 3, what fire feels like. You're 17 when you eat the Mera Mera no Mi, the flame fruit. One bite and your body turns to fire. You can't swim anymore. You're cursed like every other devil fruit user. But you don't care, because for the first time, you have power. Real power, the kind that makes people step back when you walk into a room. You form your own crew, the Spade Pirates. You're the captain. You're strong, fast, untouchable. You start making a name for yourself. Not as Roger's son, but as Ace, Portgas D Ace, a pirate in your own right. You're free, or at least, that's what you tell yourself. But late at night, when the crew's asleep and it's just you and the stars, that question comes back. Did I deserve to be born? You push it down. You bury it under fights and laughter and the dream of becoming stronger, of proving that you're more than a name, more than a bloodline. And then you meet Whitebeard. Level 4, the old man who saw you. You try to kill him, Whitebeard, the strongest man in the world. You challenge him over and over, and every time he swats you aside like you're a child. But he doesn't kill you, he doesn't even get angry, he laughs. And then one day, after you've tried and failed for the 100th time, he offers you something you never expected. A family. Be my son, he says. You don't understand it at first. You're a rival, a threat. The son of his greatest enemy, but Whitebeard doesn't care about that. He looks at you, really looks at you, and he sees something no one else ever has. Not Roger's shadow, you. So you join him. You become the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates. You have brothers now, dozens of them, hundreds, and a father who would burn the world down to protect you. You finally have a place. But even here, surrounded by people who love you, there's a part of you that feels like an imposter. Like one day, they'll realize who you really are, what you really are, and they'll regret ever letting you in. Level 5, the man you couldn't save. His name is Thatch, 4th Division commander. One of your brothers, a good man. He finds a devil fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, and the next morning he's dead, murdered. By Blackbeard, Marshall D. Teach, a man who was part of your family, who ate at your table, who smiled and laughed and pretended to be your brother while he waited for his chance. He killed Thatch, took the fruit, and ran. Whitebeard tells you to let it go. He tells you it's too dangerous. That teaches his responsibility, not yours. But you can't. Because Thatch was your division, your brother, and you weren't there to protect him, so you leave. You hunt Blackbeard across the sea, and when you finally find him, you fight with everything you have. And you lose. Not just the fight, everything. Blackbeard turns you over to the Marines. They announce your execution to the world, and they do it in the worst way possible. They tell everyone who your father is. Portgas D. Ace, son of Gol D. Roger. The secret you spent your whole life hiding. The shame you carried alone. Now the whole world knows. Level 6, the war that broke the sea. Marineford, you're chained on the execution platform. And below you, the greatest war the world has ever seen is tearing itself apart. Whitebeard came for you. All of your brothers came for you. They're dying right now, right in front of you, being cut down by admirals and warlords and 10,000 Marines, and it's your fault. You told them not to come. You screamed at them to leave you behind, that you weren't worth it. But they came anyway, because that's what family does. Luffy's here too, your little brother who stormed Impel down and dragged himself through hell just to reach you. He's crying. He's begging you to live. And you feel something break inside you. Something you've been holding together your whole life. Stories like this don't end clean. They don't get told the way they should. They get swallowed by war, by blood, by the weight of names we never asked for. If you think they deserve to exist, if you think the people who burn themselves out saving everyone else deserve to be remembered, then stay. There are more of them. And they're all just as heavy. Luffy unlocks your chains. You're free. Whitebeard gives the order to retreat. You're running. You're going to make it. You're going to survive. And then Admiral Akainu says it. He calls Whitebeard a failure, a relic, a coward. And you stop. You know it's bait. You know he's trying to provoke you, but you can't let it stand. Because Whitebeard gave you everything. He's the only father you ever had. So you turn around, you fight Akainu, and for a moment, you hold your ground. But then Luffy's in danger. Akainu's going for him. Magma fist aimed right at your little brother's heart. And you move. You don't think, you just move. You take the hit. Level 7, what you left behind. You're dying. The hole in your chest is too big. The heat from Akainu's magma is burning you from the inside out. You can feel your fire going out. Not the devil fruit kind. The kind that kept you alive all these years. Luffy's holding you. He's sobbing. He's saying your name over and over like if he says it enough, you'll stay. But you can't. You tell him you have no regrets. You tell him thank you. Thank you for loving someone like you. Thank you for making a worthless life feel like it mattered. And then you say the words you couldn't say when you were alive. I wanted to live. Not as Roger's son, not as Whitebeard's commander, just as Ace, the boy who wanted to know if he deserved to be born, the boy who spent his whole life protecting everyone else because he didn't know how to protect himself. You never got your answer. But as the world fades, you see Luffy's face, Sabo's memory, Whitebeard's smile, and maybe that was the answer all along. You close your eyes, the fire goes out. The question isn't whether you die for the people you love. The question is, would you let yourself live for them?